Good evening, everybody. Today we have with us Devansh. He has scored rank 228 in this Civil Services 2024.
My name is Devansh Mohan Dwivedi. I hail from Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. Earlier, I was in IRS Customs. This time, as you told, my rank is 228. My schooling, college, everything has been done from Prayagraj. And regarding my attempts, this was my fourth attempt.
Okay, sir. What was your reaction when you saw your name on the list?
As usual, it was a very good reaction. I was very happy. Last time, since every time the first selection is always the most precious one,
Yes.
I was happy this time too.
Okay. So what inspired you to enter the UPSC journey?
सिविल सर्विसेज सी आई कम फ्रॉम रीजन यूपी एंड बिहार जहाँ पे सिविल सर्विसेज करना मतलब जन्मसिद्ध अधिकार माना जाता है.
जी.
तो एक दिमाग में कहीं ना कहीं था कि सिविल सर्विसेज की तरफ जाना है. बट व्हेन आई केम इनटू कॉलेज, व्हेन आई वाज ट्राइंग टू डिसाइफर which path I want to take, which career I want to choose. So on researching on many fields, many aspects, I found that this is the career in which I can use my skills very properly and very beautifully. So I decided to take civil services as a career.
Okay, sir. And to whom you would like to give the credit of your journey?
Credit to a lot of people. Success has many contributions from many people. My parents,
sir.
my grandparents, God, my teachers, mentors, friends also for that matter.
Very good. So in brief, would you like to tell your number of attempts?
This was my fourth attempt. First
Okay.
attempt I cleared prelims but could not clear mains. In my second attempt I could not clear prelims. Third I scored rank 333, in which I was allocated to the IRS Customs, and this was my fourth attempt in which I got rank 228.
So what were your learnings from the previous attempts and how did you overcome with it?
Okay, first attempt, I was not prepared for mains. So the biggest learning was that you should be first prepared for mains before entering this cycle. Otherwise, you are bound to get stuck in this cycle. Your rank, your service, everything is decided by the mains examination. Prelims is just a qualifying examination. It is difficult. It is tough. You have to prepare for that also. But mains, you should be properly prepared. Plus, you have to give equal respect to all the subjects.
That is true. And so, what was your optional?
My option was political science, PSIR.
Okay, so on that note, what are the criteria for selecting an optional subject?
Okay. See, the first criteria, the foremost thing should be your interest, because you have to read optional for 1.5 years at least. Even if you are getting selected in the first attempt, you have to do an in-depth reading for at least 1.5 years. And God forbid, if you take more attempts, then you have to study it for longer time. So there should be an interest. Second thing, there should be availability of resources. You should have good amount of resources available which you can refer. Thirdly, it should also be a scoring option. You should not take such an option that is not getting marks, because then it will be a blunder. So,
what is your take on answer writing? Is handwriting important and the presentation on the answer writing sheets?
Okay. Handwriting is important to an extent that your writing should be legible. अगर सामने वाला आपकी जो लेखनी है उसको पढ़ पा रहा है और उसको समझ पा रहा है, then that is more than enough. मतलब you don't have to be a calligraphist to qualify this examination. Secondly, as regards to answer writing, the presentation aspect, presentation is important because you have to think from with respect to the examiner. He has to check 20, 50, 30 copies every day. But so what makes your answer different? Because see, most of the people are writing similar points. The points are similar, only 2, 3 points differ from people to people. So what makes your answer different? What makes your copy different is your presentation. So presentation should be strong.
So if you would like to give an example, so the students can understand that better.
To improve your presentation, you can use like flow charts, data, diagrams, case studies, boxes. For example, if you are drawing a map, draw it in a box so it appears very neat and clean. If you are labeling something, you should label it properly. So don't do it haphazardly. And the presentation should be very clean. It should not appear that you have written the points in a very hurriedly manner. So these are the aspects you need to take care about.
And sir, what is the strategy did you use in both your prelims and your mains examination?
I focus mostly on PYQs. I gave a good number of tests for prelims and mains both. And for mains, it was more focus on answer writing. For prelims, it was more focus on solving MCQs.
Okay, sir. Ever felt discouraged during the journey?
Discouragement is a part of the journey. See, every time when you are low, you feel discouraged. You get low marks in test series, you feel discouraged. After giving mains many times, one is discouraged that whether I would qualify or not. So it is a part and parcel of the journey.
And how did you overcome that?
You should know that life is just like a sinusoidal wave. If you are feeling low sometimes, you'll feel high also. But you just need to let that feeling pass. That feeling should not override you. So you have to be patient, you have to persevere, and you have to keep telling yourself that this time will also pass.
So as they say that consistency is the key during the preparation and for these examinations. How were you consistent?
I was consistent in the aspect that I tried to maintain at least 6 to 7 hours of study throughout my journey because that is what is required. Secondly, consistency is required in your brain also. You have to be consistently thinking that what you have to achieve. Your goal should be always before your eyes. It should not become invisible from your eyes. Otherwise, you will not know where you are going.
So, while preparation with pressure comes anxiety. And how did you handle that anxiety?
Anxiety, as I told, that those are the low phases everybody faces. But you have to keep telling yourself that you are built for this. If you are built for this, if you know in your heart that you can do this, you have taken the decision to enter into civil services, then a civil servant should not be anxious or should not be discouraged. So do whatever, when you are anxious, do whatever you like. For example, I like playing badminton. Whenever I felt anxious, I just went to the badminton court, had good 3-4 games, and I got very much relaxed and came back to study.
And so there is this thing that students can't sit for the longer hours. They feel like it is an issue with them. They'll sit for 2-3 hours. They'll be distracted. So for distraction and any advice so that they can sit for the longer hours.
See, first identify the sources of distraction. If this mobile phone is your distraction, switch it off. 2-3, you need a break. After 2-3 hours, definitely you need a break. If you are taking a break, it is good, but don't take very long breaks. For example, you are studying for 2 hours and taking breaks for 4 hours. That is not good. So first identify the sources of your distraction and then try to eliminate them.
And so what will be your suggestion for the aspirants that are attempting this exam, that is only few days are left? So what will you be suggestion for them?
You need to focus more on the previous year questions, do CSAT properly, revise more and more what you have studied till now, and don't try to distribute your sources. Keep your sources consolidated, revise them multiple times, and solve a few tests.
What will be your top 3 advices for the students who are starting this year for the examination to appear for the next year?
First thing is that this previous year questions and this syllabus is your compass. Don't ignore them. Start from them. Third thing, second thing, build your concepts well. Whatever you are studying, there should be a conceptual clarity in your mind. And third thing, that you need to focus on what UPSC actually is demanding. You should, once you are through that, you will not be studying everything under the sun, as it is said. Yes. So you need to narrow down it with respect to the syllabus as well as the previous year questions.
Okay, sir. And what about the mock tests?
Mock tests are important because they give you a practice before. It's kind of net practice before the actual match. So mock tests should be given, but don't overdo them. Sometimes we tend to do a lot of mock tests and then we forget the actual this PYQs and actual questions which UPSC is asking. So definitely it is important, but identify what is the optimum number of mock tests for you and do them.
So you were associated with Kalam IAS. So, what was your experience? How was your experience regarding that?
I was associated for during the mains and interview this time. My experience was very good because I was searching for people who could mentor me personally. So I think if my rank has improved, then definitely a contribution has been there from here.
Okay, sir. So before we end, so if you would like to summarize your journey in one sentence, how would you?
Journey has been quite long, but it has been enjoyable also. I always enjoyed studying. There were many ups and downs, but the thing is that you need to be consistent. You need to be very perseverant, and you need to be very passionate if you want to crack this examination. These are the key mantras for this exam.
Okay, sir. Thank you for sharing your insights.
Thank you so much.
And wish you all the best.
Thank you.